What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Tesh, and I am back with another video. I'm about to see my routine. I don't even know what kind of look I'm gonna be doing today with my makeup, but we're gonna do something, so stay tuned. Before you guys continue, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Right? That's how you say it, little Phil? Got a little Phil here with me. We're gonna do his video next for his channel. I will have his channel in the description down below so you can find that. But let's get into the video. Alright guys, so first things first, I actually, for my skincare, I use Bare Minerals Oil Obsessed face cleanser, and then I go in with Skin Longevity face serum and the Skin Longevity eye cream. You see, I do that every morning and night, and then Smart Combination Moisturizer, and that's all from Bare Minerals as well. So after I'm done with my skincare, I go in and prime my face. I use the Cover Fix here blurring primer. Oops, sorry. And also I mix it with the Bare Minerals Blemish Remedy mattifying prep gel. So I do those two. Okay, so after my face is prepped, I always go and I start with my eyebrows first, then my eyes, then go into complexion. For my eyebrows, I usually just use like a brown pressed powder just to match my brows. I don't use like any pomade or anything. I always use like a compact, so like a brown eyeshadow. If you like it more natural, you can do like, you know, something like this, or depending on your brow color, like for the blondies, you can use something like a little lighter like that. This is a Buxom palette that you can use, just, you know, any brown pressed powder. So I'm gonna go ahead and start my brow. I always go in and brush my brow out first. And how I do my brows, I always start off, well, after I pick up the product on the brush and tap off any excess, but I always go in and follow my brow line on the bottom. Sorry, I'm looking at the mirror. You want to go in and draw a line, like follow your natural brow. Don't start all the way from the tip because you want it to look natural at the front of your brow. So I always start off right here, and then with the remaining, I'll go back lightly in the front and do the same for the top. So, I don't know, can you guys see me? I'm just gonna pick up a little bit more. I don't like my brows super thick and super dark. And then once you're done filling your brow, always I conceal them so they look more clean and more natural. So once I started the line kind of back here, not up here, I'm gonna go in with I'm not gonna pick up new product. I'm gonna take the leftover powder that's on the brush and lightly continue that line. And I go a little bit past my natural brow, so sorry, the lighting is kind of. All right, so if you can see, my brow starts here. My brow starts right here, and I bring the line to right about here. And I'm gonna do the same for the top. I'm gonna start right here, follow my natural brow line, and then with the remaining powder, lightly dust. And then you're gonna fill your brow. Now, so once you have the line, the define of your brow, you are just gonna kind of feather in. You want it to look natural, so you don't want to like draw. Just kind of feather it right on in. And again, you don't want to make the front dark, super dark. So I always get towards the back first, because that's what the darkest part of the brow is going to be. And then without picking up any more product, you just want to lightly feather in the front, very light, following your natural hairlines. And I always, you know, just kind of brush texture so that way it looks even more natural. And like for instance, it looks like it's huge here and it gets thinner here. I'm gonna clean that up with the concealer. You can make your brows too as thick or thin as you prefer. But the concealer really does end up giving it that finishing touch. So if you don't like the way it comes out right now, don't worry, we're gonna go through the concealer. So I'm just gonna repeat the same thing on the other side, and I'll be back for concealing. Okay guys, so don't worry if your brows look too dark, too thick, one's thicker than the other, one's thinner than the other. This is where you're gonna come in with your concealer. I use Bare Minerals, but Bare Skin concealer. I have the color light and tan. These are here. Now they do have a shade medium, but I actually already have light and tan, so I kind of just mix them. Some girls like to make their under when they conceal super light. Some like it exactly the same skin as theirs. So I just kind of mix. I put more tan than light. I just wanted to kind of pop under the brow, so I use a little bit of light. So we're gonna go in and show you how you want. Okay, so to conceal, I always go in and I'm gonna just kind of follow the brow. That's the tan. That's the one that's like my skin color. It's actually, because I got darker in the summer, it's a little bit lighter. And I kind of just, I don't want to put too much, like very little. I don't like it like super light. No, when you get that flash, it just doesn't look good when you take your pictures. So this is the brush I use. This is actually from Bare Minerals as well. I used to actually work at Bare Minerals for some years. This is the concealer brush. It came with the powder that they used to carry called Blemish Remedy. Anything, it's kind of like flat. What you're gonna do, you're going to, I'm just kind of mixing it together. Follow, just want to make sure y'all could see, but where I could see too because I'm blind. You're gonna follow your brow where you drew. Okay, so once you have it concealed with the back of your brow brush, what I like to do is kind of just, I'm sorry, so that way it's going to look lighter in the front, darker in the back. And then you can kind of fix up anything that you feel needs to be fixed up. I'm like a perfectionist, so I have to have it like straight. And then we're gonna repeat the same steps on the other brow, and then we'll go from there. A tip to make sure to help you out that they are even, so that one doesn't look super high and the other one's super low. Once you're done with that first brow, that concealer, you want to draw a line straight across so you know, and the same thing for the top, so that way you know how thin or how thick your brows are and what angle they are at, so they can look identical. Okay, so it looks crazy, but this is what's going to actually help you. So that way, now that you have that, again, with the back of the brush, the spoolie, you're just going to brush front very lightly and brush through the hair. Now what you're gonna use is I use some people wait to do this part, some people do it right away, your preference. I right away go ahead and use my beauty blender. I have a smaller one for this, and just blend all of that concealer out on both sides. You wanna bring it down. You don't want it to look harsh. And you're going to just repeat the same thing on the other side. Okay guys, so once you used your beauty blender to blend out the concealer, and don't worry guys, if you don't get it on the first try, it's okay. That's why there's practice and lots of YouTube tutorials for this here. So don't get down on yourself. Just keep practicing. Okay, so next I'm going to move on to eyeshadow. I'm going to prime my eyes first. Now, I already had blended down some of the concealer. Some people like to use that. I put a little bit of extra primer. This is 5-in-1 from Bare Minerals. It is a BB cream primer. I just go ahead and put this all over my lid. And then I'm going to just blend it on out with either a finger you can use or a brush. And this is just going to help to elongate the wear of your eyeshadow and to help enhance the color. So I always use the Shade and Diffuse brush from Bare Minerals. You can see that. It is synthetic. You're just going to blend that all on the lid. You want to make sure it's nice and evenly blended. Okay, so today I'm going to create a look using the Party Animal palette. This is it here. I'm going to do, we're going to just kind of wing it right now, but I'm not sure. I already tried a look using the purple and the pink and the yellow, and I also did blue, but I'm going to kind of just create a look I haven't created using this Party Animal. So some of the brushes that I have that I'm using today are, I have beauty blenders. Well, this is called the blender. I'm sorry, not beauty blender. These are called the blender. This is a dual-sided brush for the shadow and for the crease here. I have a lot of other brushes, but these are like the main ones that I always use. What I'm going to do first actually is using one of the blenders. I'm going to go in my crease with, I'm actually going to do orange. So I'm going to use the orange color to go in my crease. You're going to tap off the excess. And the crease is where your eye naturally folds. So I'm just going to sway this back and forth like a wiper, windshield wiper, I always say. And I'm going to do this to both sides of the eye. And I'm just going to continue to pack it onto my lid until I get to the color that I want it to be or how intense I want it to be. So now that I have the orange on, I'm actually going to go in with a little bit of yellow and just kind of sway right on top of that, kind of blend it on in. If you want a real sharp line, you can actually put a piece of tape here so it's super sharp, or you can use concealer when you're done to clean it up. I normally do that, but today I'm just kind of, you know, if I want to clean it up, if I want it more of a sharp line, I'll just conceal it. But yeah, I'm just going to go in with on the other side with the yellow from the Party Animal palette here. Just very lightly, you don't want to press too hard. And you can do this look that I'm doing with any color. You don't have to use these bright colors. You can do more of a natural look if that's the kind of look you want to go for. But you always want to start off with like your little crease color. And then you can go up with a lid color. If you want to be more spontaneous, you can use as many colors as you like. But just for this look, I'm doing more of a bold, bright kind of look. So yeah. So what I'm actually going to use on my lid, I'm going to go in with the purple. It's called Hungover. Oh, sorry. The colors from the Party Animal palette that I have used. The orange is called Drinks, and the yellow is It's a Party. And I'm going to go in with Hungover, the purple here on my actual lid. I'm going to spray my brush a little with, you can use water. I'm going to use the Ready Set Radiant from Tarte setting spray. And I'm going to use a brush like this here. When you wet your brush, it allows the color to be more enhanced and more vivid. So I'm just going to do that. Okay, so I put the purple on the lid. And I only went right where the orange shadow stopped. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I want the orange to be more bright, so I'm going to add a little bit more of that. Okay guys, so now that I have the purple on both, what I'm going to do is, I don't have any product on this brush. This was the brush that I used for the yellow when I went up top a little. And I'm just blending in the corners here, the purple and the orange, so it doesn't look like super harsh. I'm just blending those out together. Guys, I'm going to be contouring my nose. This is optional, I don't really go too deep on the contour, which I already started it off camera. I'm sorry. You're gonna use the tip of the brush, or you can use a smaller brush right on the bridge of the nose, both sides. And then I always put a little bit on the bottom. This kind of makes your nose look shorter and thinner. I always put some on the bottom of my lip. I'm using the tip of the brush, or you can use a smaller brush. I actually want to, with the smaller, this kind of like eyeshadow brush, right underneath where my lip folds is where I'm putting this. And I'm just blending it out. This is to help make your lips look a little bit fuller if you need that. And if you put a little bit of highlight, which we're going to get to next on the Cupid's bow, that will also help for your lips to look fuller. So the highlight does the opposite of what contour does. Contour helps to create shadows, highlight enhances, and brings out features. It's where the natural light or natural sun hits. Cheekbones, down the middle of the nose, brow bones. We're going to get to that now. Okay, this brush I actually am going to be using after I put highlight on to apply some finishing powder, but there's no product on here right now, so I'm just kind of blending this together, the blush with the contour color. There's no product on it. Well, there's probably a little bit of product from what I used from yesterday, but I didn't like reapply any new product. Alright, so now the next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight. I'm using that same palette, and I actually always mix these two together. I really like them. This brush here, I think it was like a Wet n Wild brush, just like a fan brush that I have. Tap off the excess, put some on the Cupid's bow. If it's too much, just take your fluffy brush. You don't need to add any product, and kind of just blend that out. Same thing. Oops. Dropping everything. You're gonna fan that on the tip of the nose, and then right here, and then with the remaining product. Or however you like. That's how I like to do it. I'm gonna put some on my brow bone right here. Just kind of get as close. And the same thing on the other side. And again, you can put as much as you like. If you want more dramatic look, then put more. And I kind of just dust a little bit just to kind of give it that little pop. And then we're gonna pop some highlights on the cheekbone. And again, you can skip this part if you don't like highlight. You don't have to do this in your routine. And I'm gonna go in and blend that out as well. Or you don't have to put it in this spot. You don't have to put as much. I like a lot of highlight. And I'm just gonna, this is the brush I was using for my blush. And then the big fluffy brush. So now the one of the last steps, we're almost done here, guys, is my finishing powder that I like to put on. It's the tinted mineral veil from Bare Minerals. I put a little bit of that in the lid, and then I use Flawless Radiance. It's like a natural enhancer, like a natural glow. It's like a pearl color, has a little shimmer to it. I put more mineral veil than I do powder. I'm sorry, than I do this Flawless Radiance. So I'll show you guys, like, the mineral veil, the tinted mineral veil is the darker color. Then I put a little bit of that enhanced, because I like to have like an extra glow. You're gonna swirl that in the lid if you have these products. Tap off the excess, and we're just gonna buff that right on to my skin. Both sides. So now, before we do lip and setting powder, I actually just went back in with that highlight color in my tear duct here. Gonna brighten that up. I'll probably end up touching the bottom mascara up because there is a little bit of powder that I got on it, so just touch that up. And then I will, like, at this point, if you feel like you want your contour, blush, highlight to be a little bit more, then you just add some more at this point. If you feel like it's too much, you can use, like, if you have the mineral veil, it's like a perfect eraser or some foundation powder, and just kind of dust it on and blend it out. I'm gonna actually, I think I'm pretty good. I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more of the blush here. I'm not picking up any more product. I'm just brushing this right on. Same thing with my contour. I didn't pick up any more product unless you need to. And then with my fluffy brush, no product. Just kind of brushing that, blending it all in. I'm going to use my, Ready Set Radiant from Tarte. Last thing I'm going to be doing is NYX Cosmetic Metals. It is color CMLC 17, number 17. And I'm just going to use this. I'm actually going to put a little bit of my, this is Minx from Bare Minerals. I'm just going to add a little bit of this. So this is the final look. I mean, let me know what you guys think. If you guys want any other special looks or against any special videos, don't forget to put that down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next video. Thank you for watching.